Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovative, and amazing Propagandacast from your host and Pearl Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda, off here to a 1v1 on the road to Tunis. In the west stands Olvadi, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 21st Panzerdivision, 2nd Panzergrenadier Company. In the southeast, the most gentler foxes, it is Gentlefox, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, and liberty. Here with the 1st Armoured Division, straight in though with some airborne shenanigans here. Pathfinders leading the way with some rifle following up here. Bit of an interesting mix there. Most players will typically go for like multiple Pathfinders, but Gentlefox only goes for one. Truly shows how gentle he is. Now, Grenadiers following up here for Olvadi. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued and generous support of the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep making all of these videos day after day. So, setting out here in aggressive directions here, in fact rushing straight for the missions point here, leaving other units connect there. Interesting open air from Olvadi. We got the Pathfinders Rifle Squad heading northwards, meanwhile here for Gentlefox, with a 2nd Rifle Squad on the way there. So clearly going for just one Pathfinder squad here to like emphasize just more riflemen, but clearly wanting some other elements of the airborne battle group. So an interesting opening for sure. Grenadiers piercing into the center here. Quick look and secure the building here, and particles denied to the opponent, but also get an idea as to where Gentlefox might be moving. You know, if he sees like anything in this surrounding area, of course he knows, okay, Gentlefox is here. If not, you know, he could be further south, but it's also not impossible then that Gentlefox is committing northwards. You know, even sometimes the absence of information can be information in itself. So, 2nd Rifle Squad, they're heading southwards now for Gentlefox, freedom and democracy. Got an MD-42 around here though for Olvadi and Das Vaterland. Pioneers busy seizing points. Steady so far here, no real signs of contact as of yet. 3rd Rifle Squad for Gentlefox. First signs of contact about having to think up in north, there we go. MD-42 versus the Rifle Squad. Quick holding into heavy cover there, Rifle Squad keeps firing away there. Grenadiers moving here as well towards the centre now. Things could be heating up here. 3rd Rifle Squad almost done, MD-4 taking some minor hits here, even in heavy cover. Firing back with the riflemen. In the south, 2nd engagement of Pioneers with Rifle Squad here as well. That is not going to be a win there for Olvadi, short of like just Gentlefox accidentally retreating. I don't know, some insane RNG for Olvadi. We got the Rifle Squad backing out the back door here. More riflemen forward here for Gentlefox. And we got another Grenadier Squad here for Olvadi, pushing towards the Rifle Squad, falling a bit back. Grabbing the munitions point back in the building here, clearly hoping to bait out Olvadi's infantry into the open and fight them with the riflemen. Not a bad idea here by Gentlefox. That said, of course, his riflemen are taking an awful lot of damage. We've got the Pioneers coming up. We got a flamethrower there for Olvadi and the 21st Panzerdivision's Panzer Pioneer, in a sense. Rifle Squad flank up here. Need to turn the machine gun around to deal with that flank here. Otherwise, things here for Olvadi could turn sour rapidly. And he's pushing around here. Rifle Squad they're holding up for now, but I imagine that holdup will soon vanish as the Germans light it on fire. There we go, Flammare immediately opening up here, forcing Gentlefox to withdraw his riflemen before they become crisps. And we got a 4th Rifle Squad here for Gentlefox. So guessing it's not relying heavily on the airborne here. I believe most players would try to do that here, but clearly not Gentlefox. So interesting development here from Gentlefox in terms of builds. I mean, you could still go for paratroops on top of this, but this feels like, you know, more the sort of build where you wouldn't go for it. Another Rifle Squad out here. We got the air support center as well there for Gentlefox. Also interesting because, again, part of me would expect more infantry support center to further leverage for riflemen, but Gentlefox here going for full riflemen. Now goes to the air support center while also having airborne. That is an interesting build. MD-4 sitting up here. Rifle Squad advancing straight to the nearest the Pioneers. Further north here, Olvadi also making progress versus Gentlefox. Most gentler foxes. Pathfinders are getting the utility package here. Machine guns about to get flanked here. Grenadiers, Riflemen, Pioneers all fighting out near the south here by the car, truck, and really close call there for both sides. North, better progress. Grenadiers still pushed back by the Rifle Squad. Here's Gentlefox strikes back for freedom, democracy, and liberty. Machining veteran with the Pathfinders here. We got the Grenadiers pushing the Rifle Squad here, both on low health, but if the Grenadiers go into heavy cover first, they might activate a shot here against Gentlefox. Rather than there goes Stillhandgranate. Possibly an early model. There was overall, you know, 2 major models during the war with the Stillhandgranate. You had the early one with a pull cord to, arm it at the bottom. And then you had sort of the later, sort of from roughly 1943 model, where the way to arm the grenade was just like, you know, in the top of the grenade, which actually made it easier to produce. It's a fun fact. Panzer Grenadier Company of Olvadi with a Panzer Grenadier on the way. Let us pop over to him. And does he have a battle group picked? It is mechanized. So more aggressive tactics here from Olvadi with the Panzer Grenadier on the way. But does have a wipe here. Good kill there for Gentlefox. That's definitely going to put a bit of a cap here as to how much aggression Olvadi can get in. Also means, for example, he has got one less Grenadier squad, for example, just, you know, transfer over for more Panzer Grenadiers. Good kill there for Gentlefox. Very good kill. So, of course, that's only going to last for so long until he's able to call in the Achtrad armoured car to strike back at a more aggressive footing here versus Gentlefox. Riflemen pouring into the centre here. Pioneers are spotting them and deciding they've got better places to be. Upgrade yet for those. Guessing more flamethrowers there for Olvadi down the road. You got the Panzer Grenadier with flying rifle support here towards the centre. Got BARs happening here for Gentlefox. So again, infantry approach here with airborne and air support centre. And double airdrop in his base. No, not double airdrop, it's a supply drop for medical supplies and munitions. So, of course, that means he can start upgrading his men with BARs anyways, meaning he doesn't actually lose out on, you know, not getting an infantry support center to make the upgrade cheaper. That's actually one way of doing it. Thumbs up to Gentlefox there for thinking outside the box. He's definitely one of those players who's really, I think, experimenting with a variety of builds, with the variety of factions. For example, with the Wehrmacht, he's very much into 2-to-1s. So, interesting choices here, and interesting synergies, by the way. And, of course, later on, once you're done upgrading that, the supply drop can, of course, be used to supply munitions for the air support center. So, in that regard, Airborne and the air support center do have clear synergies in that respect. It does remind me a bit of the close air support doctrine or commander from Wehrmacht in Companies 2, where, you know, did something similar, converted a lot of your manpower into munitions. Was it fuel into munitions? Out of those two. And then used that for the air support call-ins. There's something a bit similar here. So, that's a bit of a noteworthy lineage. Panzer Grenadiers arrived squad here, but that said, even with their might, they are definitely outgunned here, and they will have to withdraw here soon before Olvadi subs another influence. They do have the MU-42 too, but that in turn is flanked by another arrived squad here for Gentlefox and the 1st Armoured Division. Got the Achtrad now available here for Olvadi. That will certainly add some pressure here to Gentlefox, most gentler foxes. South routes coming forward, and we got a mine going off here in the east, killing Lewis, Bob, and Bobbert. Grab the centre there in the south. Routes flanking up behind the Grenadiers here, catching Olvadi's men there in a bit of a bad spot. But now we do have the Achtrad out, and I do believe we also have, yes, the officer quarters upgrade here for Olvadi's Panzer Grenadier Company. So his Panzer Grenadier are immediately veterans U1. Strong choice there. Does beg the question what else is going to go from this building, because you typically want at least a number of units like before you go for the officer quarters. Otherwise it kind of ends up being not a huge waste of resources, but not as efficient as it could be, I'd say. Steel hand grenade there, Rathbot falling back, up north of Raven pouring in. Pan's going to tank from another angle here, forcing Gentlefox to pull a bit back here now with a Panzer Grenadier and an Achtrad. The situation for this Raven is definitely getting a bit more uncomfortable. Pathfinder's occupying for now. Of course, he could rush the building here with a breach, clear it out of any Americans, seize it for the fatherland. Of course, whether or not he breaches is, of course, another matter, but I definitely do it. Much faster here, and of course, guarantees control of the building.
We have vehicles ready to be deployed.
Enforcing healing. Nothing further for Gentlefox in his base. No sign of a motor pool. I would not be surprised, of course, to go straight for the tank depot, mortifying the Panzer Grenadier. Achtrad ring about here. Pioneers joining in. But yeah, I think if he just breached early here to kill the building, the situation here for Gentlefox would be a lot less clear cut. And I think it'd be much more beneficial. There we go. Now he goes to the building here, can breach it. Does Olvadi breach the building? No, he just pops the grenade, which is actually more expensive than breaching. In this case, it does guarantee the building, but, you know, it doesn't necessarily guarantee the building. Still got a lot of damage in the Gentlefox Rifleman. Achtrad keeps up an aggressive pursuit here. And with this, Olvadi is now established, I think, fairly good dominance over the battlefield, as Gentlefox doesn't really have, like, any significant counters to the Achtrad. Plus, there's a good amount of more elite infantry out in the field here, though Gentlefox still has overall numerical infantry superiority. For now, at least. Back to Gentlefox, most gentle of foxes. No sign of anti-tank guns yet, but he is very close, though. The risk of his bold move here towards the supply drop is he doesn't quite as easily and readily have access to the anti-tank gun airdrop, but he will need it. Particularly if he is planning to go straight for the tank depot on top of this. There you go. Anti-tank gun airdrop. Panzer being pushed back, taking over from the rifleman. Yep. Unsurprisingly, Gentlefox, of course, airdrops in the anti-tank gun. It is pretty much his only counter right now to the armoured. And if he doesn't get rid of that, he's going to be in trouble. We've got a second one on the way here, which further, of course, incentivizes Gentlefox to get an anti-tank gun out. Strafing around here, called in, note the angle hit, catching the units on the retreat if they tried to retreat, and oh! He did not retreat, apparently. Olvadi was so cut off here, he almost lost both the Panzers and the info to a single strafe. That was excellent value there. Anti-tank ready, but a round squad does bite the dust here. I imagine heavily at courtesy of the armoured here. Smoke deployed, but the armoured is forced away here. First armor division, still short of armor, is under immense pressure here from the 21st Panzer Division, relying heavily on its armored reconnaissance units. Damn it, Enki on the armoured. Meanwhile, back in Olvadi's base, not much going on here. Obviously sinking a lot of resources into his armoured does mean he can't go for other things. For Gentlefox, I imagine we're looking at a tank depot in the near future. He usually has the fuel. Manpower, of course, is where the bottleneck is for him at the moment. He's also replaced the lost rifleman. Not missing a beat there. Meanwhile, a fresh wave of troops that's sitting out here from Olvadi's base. Mortars being moved forward here. Now it's kind of for the MD42, and of course just pressures Olvadi's infantry. Moments away there from E tank depot. He cannot go for it. But again, will he go for it? I mean, I assume so, because it'd certainly be a bit strange to delay the motor pool this far. And we do actually get paratroopers. He's actually going for full route squads and a paratrooper squad, pushing Gentlefox into a 5-squad build, 4 of which, again, are rapid BARs aplenty. And then the paratroopers, of course, the question is, will these be the bazookas? Most likely, that is what most players would go for in this situation. To, you know, once you've got the BR rifle, you just use the paratroopers typically as an anti-tank team. But it's not possible you could also like just go for the light machine guns just to add another anti-infantry element, just a bit more elite. But no, you get the bazookas. But it also means again, Gentlefox now significantly outnumbers Olvadi infantry-wise. Though that said, the Panzer Grenadiers will typically beat the paratroopers bazookas on most days. 416 versus 344. So, guessing a tank depot eventually here for Gentlefox. Got the bazooka piercing salvage there. Panzer is ripping into the retreating rifle there with a Sturmgewehr 45, or more like in this case Maschinenkarabiner 45, which was the early model of that weapon. When they were still both trying to, you know, impress Hitler with the weapon and trying to actually get him to authorize and also hiding at the same time when he refused to do so. There was a bit of a story behind that. North air artillery breaking through the main infantry full up here. Panzer keep finding the south here, backed up by another artillery. Gentlefox's men there definitely struggling with the amount of lead here that Olvadi's men can displace in the general direction. Second artillery trying to get the paratroopers here, pushing him down to half health. Back at base for Gentlefox. He could go for that tank depot now, but again remains so far hesitant or not interested.
Victory point is under enemy control now.
I think he's definitely starting to get within that zone where he really wants to like get some tanks going, and there you go, tank depot finally happening here for the 1st Armored Division. South here, Route Squad Pathfinders pushing towards the southern resource points here, even as Olvadi is aiming here for victory point hegemony over Gentlefox. That's the Route Squad there. Only saying back, so just saying it all. My God, Otto, thank goodness we don't have to fight into that. We have. What we do? Yeah, we need to get into now. Oh, scheiße. As they're taking heavy damage, down to half health. Nice idea to merge, I think, for Olvadi. Get the Panzer squad up to 5 squad strength here. Definitely one of the reasons you typically always like want a Grenadier squad up out. If you do go for like, you know, more infantry intense strategies to help keep manpower reinforcement costs down. But it seems like Olvadi is not so keen on that. Tank depot almost done. As for Olvadi, we got the support elements up here. Could be Stugs, could be Nebelwerfers, could be both. Shooting their catching last squad pushing up north. Also in the center there we got Gentlefox advancing for freedom and democracy. Back to Olvadi. He's actually gone up for 3 Panzer Grenadiers. That is a significant amount of, you know, more heavy infantry versus Gentlefox. Thumbs up, by the way.
We have lost control of the victory point.
But that said, it does really think this, as I said, he gets good with merging his Grenadiers with the Panzers again to keep the reinforcement costs down, because otherwise it does slightly risk bleeding out a bit too heavily if he doesn't do that. Get by the line there, pushing them back. Grenades off in the terms of pushing back the Panzers as well. They're up north, the Grenadiers keeping up here. The advance, though, they are heavily damaged and lacking in men.
The enemy have taken our territory.
So we got the Nebula here for Olvadi, but meanwhile Gentlefox here is pulling for a Sherman tank. Outguard with pioneer support, they're pushing back the paratroopers. Gentlefox not about to stick around to find out what the flamethrowers can do to his airborne. And he is also finally ordered to withdraw there from the front lines before they get utterly buried beneath them. Might also be worth pulling back the Panzers for some healing. We got several of them, like, you know, below half health. This is also sort of situation where personally I consider just withdrawing them for some healing, preserve the manpower, particularly, you know, with your more elite German infantry squads. It's not just about like keeping them fully reinforced, also like, you know, trying to make sure you actually get them healed regularly, so, you know, you don't just start dropping models pointlessly. And I feel like this is sort of the point there again, like the threshold when, like, you know, more than half your squads, it's like, you know, below 50% health, you really want to do that. Because again, you might lose a bit of time, but long term, pursuing that bit of manpower typically will pay off, I find. We might need a barrage from the center here, striking into Gentlefox's positions. The south here, Panzer tanks take heavy and heavy losses, need to retreat them, and now Sherman also arriving here. I think Olvadi's forgotten about them. Down to 3 men. Down to 2. Oh dear, that's going to be a wipe. As it gets very lucky now. Down to 1. Yeah. What he could try and do is actually drive the artillery in front of them, deploy a smoke screen to cover the retreat here, but yeah, too late for that. So that was a Panzer squad. I feel like, again, that was fairly, you know, pointlessly wasted away. And that was a relatively easily avoidable loss. They just withdrawn earlier for healing. Like, there wasn't really much, again, reason to commit them at that stage. It's a good killer course here for Gentlefox, punishing Olvadi for an otherwise, you know, rather crucial mistake. At this point, it would also appear that Olvadi is basically going to try and look for a Panther here, but Gentlefox, of course, is not about to let that happen easily. We do get Stugs now here for Olvadi. A bit late here in the anti-tank department. Certainly, I imagine something that Gentlefox was banking on. Some players, if they do go heavy into the artillery, will leave themselves fairly diminished in anti-tank assets. So this is, I think, something that Gentlefox probably figured would happen, and so, of course, exploited it quite well. The Stug, though, is halfway done, at least here. By going for the Nebelwerfer, he did have the support elements ready ahead of time, so it's not quite as big an issue it could be otherwise. Big 2 points wise, it reigns pretty close between the two combatants. German withdrawing here towards friendly lines. Of course, for Olvadi replacing those Panzer Grenadiers, I do think it would be a good idea. Now we have the Stug 3D ready. Would be a good idea to add a pin on a machine gun. Also worth noting, he does have a lot of munitions floating. He may, of course, be planning to use either mechanized assault tier seeing artillery barrages down the road. But certainly getting some mines down here there would also be a good idea for Olvadi. Ooh, nasty on the route sport here. Stug engaging the Sherman in the south artillery here, with Panzers slowly surrounding the route sport in the south. Artillery kind of forgotten up all the way north there for Olvadi. As for further, they're going for Olvadi. Hard to say here. Panzer around the route squad. command point wise, he is 2 away there from the Panther. Panzerkampfwagen 5.
Enemy points at 300.
Got another supply drop, I imagine, here for Gentlefox. Most gentle of foxes. And I imagine with Gentlefox, of course, what's weighing heavily in his mind, of course, is, you know, Olvadi will be going for Panthers at some point, so the aim is, like, to try and pressure Olvadi as much as possible, you know, to make it harder for him to go for the Panthers, but at the same time, in case it doesn't work out, he also has, like, to just slowly prepare for the arrival of the Panthers. That's, like, you know, one of those delicate balance you have to do there. Oh, almost got the MU-42 here with the delayed fuse, and there you go, second one clears it out. Excellent kill there, of course, for Gentlefox. Quite a blow there to Olvadi. Meanwhile, Sherman making short work of the Panzer Grenadiers by the center victory point. Stug needs him up to support, but there is a clear hesitancy there from Olvadi to advance the Sturmgeschütz. While the south here, after that, they're pushing back some of more adventurous riflemen. Good shot from the Stug there, but may want to get it fixed up, honestly. Bag of base here, not much further there for Olvadi. Another Nebula barrage on the centre. Well, that is quite the shoddy aim there. It does at least prevent the anti-tank gun from supporting the Sherman, the paratroopers. Oh, he's rushing up here with a pump blanks and the paratroopers. But there you go, exploiting that with a rocket strike. And he's may narrowly dodge the rockets. Yup. Close call there though for Olvadi there with the Stug. Paratroopers there almost got it. Bomb grenade from the rocks, but almost taking this up. But the Panthers themselves are about to meet a grisly demise here at the business end of the Sherman.
We must act.
And there we go. Final round there with the Panzerkampfwagen 5 Ausführung D, earliest model of the Panther, which had a number of flaws, including a no generator for the turret, so it was actually hand cranked. It's a fun fact. Also, another fun fact, this was probably true for all models of Panther, is it actually had very few reverse gears. While it could advance fairly swiftly forwards, reversing, it was incredibly slow, which definitely caused some issues for Panther crews, and particularly the less experienced ones. So, little fun fact there. And he's in South here, about to, I think, get executed here by Gentlefox's riflemen. And the Arctrad, I think, is also here likely about to explode, but no, getting flanked by another Arctrad here. Gentlefox is forced to respond up north here. Panther slowly probing in here. In the center, German Panzers there, rushing through here. Strong push there in the south. Nebula forcing away the anti-tank gun here. Panther there. Oh, bomb grenade off here. Panther misses the opportunity, I think, to take up the Sherman. We got another one for Gentlefox. No M18 Hellcats here for him, and almost got the paratroopers, but fortune smiles here. On the other end, the Arctguard, I think, is going to go down here. Push too far in there. Panther heading southwards. Panzer's moving in. Stug moving in. Panther should be able to flank the Sherman and get a good shot in there with his high velocity 75mm cannon, leaving Gentlefox's Sherman in a pretty bad spot. Stug moving up. Sherman down to 1/3 health total here. Stug point blank blasting it through the paratroopers. Thumbs up there to Olvadi. And the Panther keeps up the pursuit here. Shots bouncing off the 80mm of slope frontal armor. Another bounce there. Another bounce. Frontal armor of the Panther is obviously the strongest part. The underside armor is considerably weaker. Roughly that of any other medium tank. A bit more than that, technically, since they kind of gave it the armored side skirts there sort of as a base level thing. Though it is worth noting, Panthers did not start out with armored side skirts in the war. They only added them later on once they, realized that anti-tank rifles could defeat the mighty Panther. Amongst other things, they kind of went, yeah, we need armored side skirts. So they actually, in fact, before they added the side skirts, they're actually developing the Panther 2 project, which had an 88mm gun, I think, and overall more armor. But they realized, if they just added armored side skirts to the Panther 1, they could just skip the whole developing a Panther 2 project. So, here's a fun fact for you. Both Shermans are heavily damaged, but fortunately for Gentlefox, still operable. Northeast Pioneers pushing forwards. Another Sturmgeschütz here for... not another. Actually, it is another one. Interesting. Like, I think most players here would have just kept pushing out old Panthers, but Olvadi commits to another Stuk. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad choice. It is interesting. Another point-blank blast. Thumbs up. Gentlefox retreats. Only takes 2 losses. He has a high explosive shells erupt right in their midst. Of course, remember to upgrade your Stuks with pinball machine gun gewehr. This is in fact not something Olvadi hasn't done on other Stuk, and that's definitely a bit of a mistake. Especially considering like how much munitions he does float there. I don't think there's much a reason not to upgrade the Stuks with pinball machine guns. So, bit of a thumbs down there to Olvadi. Not a big one, but you know, slightly downwards. Another blast there. Come on, Helmut! I want to see those Americans explode! Let's say get out there and explode them yourself! You're a gunner! That's your job! Oh, yeah. Sorry. That's it. Olvadi's also starting to run infantry. He's down to just 2 Panzer Grenadier squads. I would certainly advise maybe getting some more going here. At this point in time, Nivea Barrage causing a lot of chaos, but no actual damage. Got 196 to 157. Panther engaging Pathfinder in the south.
We should spend our munitions at once.
Plain of beach that's being floated by Olvadi. In the center, Pioneer there is the paratroopers of North, the Atra of Strascourt, back up and entertaining, and there you go. Gentlefox commits one of his Shermans. I was rushing forwards.
Our opponent has fallen to 200 points.
Gentlefox, I think. I actually kind of forgot what the order is at the moment. Oh well, happens. Norfolk guys trying to fling around here. I think it's Olvadi's turn actually. Anyways, 3rd Panzer on the way for Olvadi. Thumbs up. We also got here the single artillery barrage, which is incredibly powerful. Probably would preserve those munitions for. Of course, you got to be mindful when and where to pop it. Massive amount of artillery here. Do not take that one lightly. It can absolutely wreak havoc, and I think it might actually be a bit too much. But right here, though, Gentlefox probably aware of it. Just retreat southwards. Got the Panzer moving forwards here. Stugs Panzer in the center here. But yeah, good work there, maintaining some level of Panzer Grenadier here for Olvadi. I suppose the question is, going to go for Vespa next? I mean, that would be very interesting. Up north here, caught here by the Sherman, already losing Reinhold and Ulrich. I do think he needs to be a bit more careful with this Panzer Grenadier. He has suffered fairly heavy losses amongst them. Stug rushing forwards around to the Stug. Oh, the Sherman and entertaining there. Shots. Having a bit of mixed luck here. Meanwhile, another massive assault here from the 1st Armoured here towards the centre. And the far south, Stug here engaged right at the point-blank blast. 2 thumbs up for the very consistent usage of that one, even if he is failing to upgrade his Stugs with machine guns. Because that ability is really good. Especially for its cost 35 munitions, it is exceptionally good.
Our adversary is down to 250
Sherman rushing
points.
southwards. Another push forwards here. That's it. That Stug is heavily damaged. I feel like Olvadi is perhaps pushing it like a bit much. There goes south as damage. And we do get a knee left here on the entertain gun as soon as it reveals itself. But now there's the big issue of Gentlefox, of course, sensing Olvadi's mistake, flanking the Stug with a Sherman. Hellcats on the way. Stug kaput. Good kill here for the 1st Armoured. Get battled along the rifleman here. Panther and Stug there could maybe avenge the fallen Stug. In the south here, 2nd Sherman running forwards here. Gentlefox getting bold against the crowds. Those goddamn Germans up north. Panther getting the Sherman, exposing the rear arm of the side armor to the anti-tank gun. Need to turn around here. White phosphor shell there. Great shot there from Gentlefox. Panzer squad about to go wiped out. Rückzug! Rückzug! Panthers veterans 1 bar away. Stug heading southwards here. Sherman forwards. Olvadi really starting to feel the heat here from Gentlefox. Stuke there, halfway to vets in C2. But there's taking an awful lot of punishment here. Panther getting hit with an anti-tank grenade. Blowing out the engine, and there we go. Rocket strike again there. Narrowly seeing it there on the minimap. He dodges it. But it does push his Panther into the gun lines here. There we go. GG. Game over. Game over. A nice fierce back and forth hit between Olvadi and Gentlefox here. With some interesting strategies from both sides. While Airborne has definitely become a lot more popular again, the way I feel like Gentlefox had to make use of it was definitely a bit noteworthy there. Heavy emphasis on rifle, even sneaking in some paratroops on top of that. Using the supply drops both for additional BARs and of course later on the air support strikes. Nice uses there, nice combos. As for Olvadi, you know, nice use of the arc cards. Also, I like the use of the Panzer Grenadiers, but there are definitely some cases where I think lost them without much need to lose them. I'd also say the lack of machine guns of the Stooks was a bit of a mistake, and he also could have benefited from a lot of mines here and there versus Gentlefox. And Tactic at times I feel like he also, I think, split up his force a bit too quickly. I think could have made some more focused, concerted efforts, I think, to really hurt Gentlefox for, say, the Panther and the Stooks, and the Panther goes in like a more cohesive formation. I think could have made some really good push that could have, I think, crippled Gentlefox. But all the way, though, nice back and forth here, some great engagements. And some slightly interesting build orders here as well for both sides. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial King. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for our last episode. Bye, everyone.